Hi there, my name is Rupa Kapoor and I am the owner of Woman Redefined. I am a photographer and I'm a business coach, and I love to help women create their visual story through photography and business coaching. I have found that both of them work beautifully together, and I've been doing photography for several years now and actually have been coaching women and friends on the side and, just enjoying it. So I thought, why not? Let me go ahead and start opening up that part of my business this year because I love it so much and it really lights me up. So on this channel, what we're going to talk about over who knows how long, because I'm really excited about doing this with you guys, is I want to work with women who are either starting baby entrepreneurs, maybe they've had businesses for a couple of years, maybe they've had businesses that are, 15 years old and need new ideas and maybe need a restart or a refresh or just to really want to feel good about themselves. So I'm a new channel, just getting started, and this is my introductory video saying, come on and join us, subscribe below, and I'll have more videos coming up. I'm going to try and put up 2 a week right now. And some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about, I'm going to do a little cheat sheet because I've got, I'll show you guys. What I do is I do a bullet journal, and I wrote out all my YouTube videos whenever the ideas come up. And so a couple of them that I want to do and actually have done already is going to be about compassion. So I want women to be compassionate to themselves. We're compassionate to everybody else, but how we can bring that into our business as well and work with our clients along that line without getting trampled on is the most important piece as well, right? So it's great to be that for ourselves, and I'm going to give you guys all kinds of tips and tricks throughout this channel every time I do a video. Another thing that really speaks to me is let's give ourselves permission to live out loud. Like, let's just do it. I think women need permission, and I know I certainly do and did. I don't need it as much because now it's become an ingrained part of me. I've gone through a lot of stuff in the past 20 to 30 years, and as you get to know me, I'll talk more about it, and I will share my intimate details when I can. And I will also share my wins, where I did really good in business and in life, and where I might have tripped up a little bit. So, if you don't have to do what I did, then move on and get over that hump way faster. I'm all about it because I love supporting my women, and that's what I want to do for you. The other thing I'm going to teach you, because listen, I come from this idea of being perfect. And I think it was just what I grew up with from my culture. You had to, if you brought home the B, it had to be an A. And if it was an A minus, it had to be an A plus. And so what I'm learning at the age of 50 something now is that I don't need to be perfect. And in order to really get things going and to start making an impact, just do it perfectly imperfect. So don't worry about the perfection, just do it. And like I'm doing now, I can't say this video is probably the best. It may not have the best backdrop, it may not have the best lighting, but I'm doing it, I'm here, I'm showing up and being seen. And that gets me to my next little topic. So what I've talked about for years on my website, and if you want to go visit the website, it's woman-redefined.com. And I'll put a link below above the comments and stuff, so you guys can go link to it if you want to. You can take a peek at who I am and how I am, because I'm very open about my showing up story and how I had a hard time showing up and being seen. I'm still struggling with it on a daily basis. There are days that I'm just happy hiding, and I'm noticing that, by the way, when you have a business, that doesn't work too terribly well. And I love working with women, and I keep saying that. So part of showing and being seen is being vulnerable and sharing our stories, because I just worked with a client recently, and she's a coaching client actually. We talked about that, and we talked about how when you really show up as your true self in your business, that's why people hire you. Because listen, there's a ton of photographers out there. There's a ton of everybody out there. No one is a unique snowflake, right? But how we set ourselves apart, it can make us unique and make that client want to come to us. And so I'm going to talk a lot about talk a lot about that in this channel. on this channel. So again, perfectly imperfect. Here I go. I'm not going to even edit that out. So, and when I talk about vulnerability, that's another big thing for me. I talk about how women are allowed to be vulnerable, and vulnerability makes us stronger. And it doesn't always feel like it, because I know in my life and in my past history, vulnerability has kind of gotten me into trouble, meaning I really feel smacked down when I'm too vulnerable. And I've had to fight that battle a little bit. And I'm going to talk a lot about that and kind of get your thoughts on, do you like to be vulnerable? What keeps you from being vulnerable? And if you do like it, and if you are vulnerable in your business and your personal life, then tell me how you are and how that impacts you. I love to see your comments below, because it'll give me some ideas on how we can do videos, and I can definitely speak to a lot of that with you guys as well. And if you hear me saying stuff right now, one thing that I'm recognizing, and this is actually why I want to do this channel so badly, is that for years, when I first started my business about 8 years ago, I really segmented my life. So my life was here, my business was here, and they went on a parallel trajectory. They didn't go like this, they went like this. So, or so I thought. And that was my corporate days. I did 15 years of corporate before I started my business. And I always felt like, you did your job, you came home, and everything was separate. And, by the way, that's a load of BS. We know this, right? So what I really want to talk about in this channel, and to you women, and maybe some guys are hanging out here too, is how we need to get around that. Because business and life do this. They intermingle in a really big way. And every topic that I've selected, it's been kind of interesting how those topics kind of have that intermingle. How we can be compassionate to ourselves, and how we can be compassionate to ourselves in business and do life with grace, and how we can even bring that into our business. How vulnerability in our personal lives makes such a big difference. But gosh, it impacts our business and makes clients just want to come to us and love us that much more, and refer us and do more business with us in the future. So you know what? I have really learned that through my past life and getting into this new life that I'm creating for myself, how one is not exclusive of the other. And although I played that game for a long time, it was a big lesson to learn. So I want to talk a lot about that with you guys and kind of get your feelings on it too. And do you keep it mutually exclusive? And if so, has it benefited you, or has it hurt you? Or do you even believe that it is mutually exclusive? Because, maybe I was the only one. I don't think so though. So let me tell you a couple of the other things that I came up with. I'm like, you know what? Beautiful women get shit done, and we do. And I'm talking about beautiful from the inside and the outside, and what we project and what we bring out in ourselves is what we get back from everybody else. Another couple topics that I'm going to talk about is actually boundaries. Boundaries was actually my word of the year about 2 years ago, and we're going to talk a lot about that because it changed my entire life on my personal side, and people around me didn't like it. Oh well, it made me stronger, it made me more capable, and I already had pretty good boundaries around my business. So we're going to talk about that. I think we're going to do I'm thinking about doing like a boundaries part 1, part 2, and a part 3, because that is such a big word, and it does so much for us when we start doing that for ourselves, right? Another topic is body love. I think that us loving our bodies and taking care of ourselves and self-care is huge. I did not grow up in a culture that was rewarded or even felt like it was necessary. So I actually didn't learn about what self-care really was until probably my 40s. And even then, I apologize for it. I didn't do it all the time, and I kind of felt guilty about it, honestly. And it took me a while to get there. No apologies anymore. I'm doing it. Although there's days that sometimes I feel like maybe I'm spending too much time on me. But you know what? Maybe that's also required. So we're going to talk a lot about that. I love this acronym. You're going to see it every so often in the stuff that I create. It's FLY, FLY, and it's called Fiercely Love Yourself. And that is something that I'm putting into my Badass Entrepreneur program that I do when I coach women. I am talking about setting intentions, manifesting our best selves. How do we create the life that we want? And part of that is when we learn how to fly. Fiercely loving yourself gets you so further in your business and in your life. And I am living example of that. Let me tell you that, guys. It's not been easy, but it's not been hard. And it's been so freaking rewarding. And you know what? I'm also going to be talking about just living your best life in general. And I am just learning how to do that, honestly, so we can share ideas. I would love to know how you live your best life. What does that mean to you? Is that meditation? Sorry, I have a hair right in my eye, of course. And is it yoga? Is it journaling? Is it everything above? Is it hanging out with friends? What is it, and what lights you up in your personal life? And tell me a little bit about your businesses as well. I would love to know about that. I am working with women right now, like I said, that are entrepreneurs, and I'm helping them really discover their why and who they are in their business, and writing their about statements with them, coming up with pricing that makes them valuable to their clients and really lets them value themselves instead of like going just for the bottom line and for the hourly rate, right? So I want to see women flourish in that capacity, and I want to help you too. If you're interested, message me below or go to my website, woman-redefined.com, and go ahead and just go to the contact page and write me a note there if you want to. And I would love to hear from you if you're interested in working with me. I'm going to let you go. This has been a long video, but I'm super excited about what I'm about to do in this channel. Go subscribe so you get, a quick ping when I'm on. I may actually start going live in April about 2 times a week to answer questions from you guys. And I would love to have this conversation with you and get deeper. So not only can I, but like what you guys comment on and what you want to talk about will help every other woman out there, whether she's already a strong corporate woman and just needs to really get into the personal stuff, or if you're an entrepreneur and you're struggling on both, or even if you're doing awesome on both, share that with me. I would love to hear that from you, because we want to support other women, right? Like, I'm all about that, and I want to create this channel to be all about that. So I'm going to leave you with a goodbye, and thanks for hanging out and listening to me and being a part of this channel. And I look forward to having you join me on a regular basis. And I will actually be putting these links up on my Facebook page. And on Facebook, I'm also Woman Redefined. On Instagram, you can find me by the same name. I love putting out posts about personal stuff, funny stuff. You'll see my dogs in there every so often, and a lot about the transition in my new life right now too. So I look forward to hearing from you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. My name is Rupa Kapoor, and I love working with badass entrepreneurial women and helping them create their own personal visual stories through photography and business coaching. If you are ready to show up and be seen and create the life and business you truly desire, let's do it together. Are you ready to become a woman redefined? If so, subscribe to my channel.